Guys, we have a new dangerous bill passing through Senate that might be a weapon against crypto by relation. So let's actually take a look at this bill and see what it all entails. All right, we have a new Senate bill. It can open crypto to U.S. sanctions, but the industry is trying to smack it before it comes into action. So the industry says it's a surprise section in a recent spending bill that could slam crypto with sanctions and threats because it would round it into terrorism financing. So a provision in a recent spending package from the Senate's Intelligence Committee targets crypto ties to terrorism and caught many in the industry off guard. So this could actually basically get crypto to face some sanctions. So basically, many in the industry are criticizing it as a flawed approach to a worthy goal. So the overall, staving off terrorism is a worthy goal, but this is a bad approach. The staff of the panel's chairman, Senator Mark Warner, has been meeting with people in the digital assets industry to talk about the provision. So they're probably going to revise the provision, and it probably won't actually survive the Senate because, not only the Republicans, but the leader of the Democrats, Chuck Schumer, might actually have something to say about this as well because he's become pro-crypto, especially during the election. So a piece of legislation with heavy implications for digital assets sector made it through the Senate Select Committee on Intelligence's funding package recently without most of the industry and many in Congress apparently aware of it. So it's basically just a select committee that's actually looked at this. But industry leaders consider its chances for survival to be limited. It's probably going to be struck down or at least reformed in some way. So that's good news. So it's meant to fund the U.S. intelligence operations, included in a section borrowed from an earlier bill aimed at preventing the use of cryptocurrency to support terrorism. But of course, these bills are always very restrictive and they give more power than they intend to. That provision, as written, could require a massive shift in the crypto industry towards identifying users' identities to prevent sanctions that could strangle digital asset businesses. Were it to become law, it would mark the most important U.S. crypto policy yet adopted, and all without significant debate about its merits. So there's definitely something we have to do about this. This section of the intelligence funding effort would speed and automate the process to sanction foreign digital asset transaction facilitators, including crypto exchanges, that are linked to users who support terrorism groups. So this could definitely target like crypto exchanges, which would be bad for the industry, maybe even wallets, because they always try to group those two into one. They have not been so successful lately, but it is something that we actually have to watch for. However, this is just through the Senate Select Committee. Once it hits the Senate, it probably will not pass. Through the Intelligence Authorization Act, cleared the committee in a unanimous 17-0 vote. Its crypto section wasn't mentioned publicly nor listed among the major provisions of the bill when Senator Mark Warner, the committee's chairman, announced the passage in a press release. Now, the thing is, it's going to be more heavily scrutinized, and obviously pro-crypto advocates are going to be against certain sections of the bill. So it's going to find it very, very difficult to pass. Now Warner's office has been setting up meetings with people in the crypto sector, so it's good that they're actually meeting with people in the sector, not just completely bypassing them. They're also looking at the digital chamber and other groups that are confirmed with these talks, probably lobbyists and the super PACs as well, because there's a lot of political money in that, and they want to get some of that, obviously. The dialogue suggests the matter is still in play as the spending package advances towards wider Senate consideration. It's going to take a long time, and a lot of these things do get revised. Part of this is probably going to get revised out, potentially with a must-pass National Defense Authorization Act, NDAA. So they're kind of like trying to force this through, but there are some provisions like this one that probably would get struck down. We've chatted with Warner's staff on this, and they've opened a broader engagement here from the industry. Cody Carborn, chief police officer for the Digital Chamber, told CoinDesk in an email, "I think it likely does get zapped out of the NDAA process given the immediate pushback from the industry." So obviously, because crypto has a lot of push, because they have a lot of money, because they have a lot of super PAC money, obviously, the crypto aspect of it is probably going to get zapped, and the rest of it is actually going to pass. So that's probably a good thing, but we got to keep notice of this threat if it actually gets brought up again. The House of Reps may also be unlikely to embrace this kind of provision that puts the industry in a strict U.S. box soon after the House approved wider crypto market structure. So we did actually pass FIT 21, and this might actually run counter to that. So the House is unlikely to actually pass such a bill, which is always good news for us. But we do need to actually be aware of these things and not let these things catch us off guard. And remember, Fit 21, like over 70, 80 of the Democrats in the House actually did vote for it. And basically, the language in the spending bill may implicate a broader than intended array of crypto interests, and it would include central banks that issue central bank digital currencies and software developers, which, like I said, could actually mean wallets, and that's probably a bigger problem than even the exchanges. Industry insiders contend, adding that other lawmakers seem to have been unaware of its existence. So some of people were definitely trying to sneak this past, but obviously, like, you might be able to get it through the select committee, but you won't get it through the regular House committee. It could raise concerns too among users of market-leading Tether, which has been under U.S. scrutiny for the use of tokens by bad actors. Obviously, if you make something like that, bad actors are always going to try to get into it. That's not really avoidable. Warner's office didn't respond to a request for comment on the crypto provision, nor did the office of Senator Marco Rubio, who is vice chairman of the Intelligence Committee. So, like, basically, I don't think this is going to get past the full committee. I don't think it's going to get past Senate, so I don't think it's a huge threat. But if it did, could be very, very devastating to crypto. But so keep this on your watch. Overall, we're aligned with the goal of legislation to cut off funding for foreign terrorist organizations, and I appreciate that its limits coverage to those groups have knowingly facilitated funds to bad actors, Carbon said, added that the legislation isn't entirely bad or good, but the guidelines for identifying violators and the lack of proportional, perhaps tiered sanction system could be problematic. So that's what they're actually saying right now. I think it's very, very interesting what's actually going on. And I think, like, it's good that they're actually, like, engaging with the crypto industry and just not trying to pass it offhand. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe. Hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.